Welcome to the Moms Only Podcast, a show about mom life. From pregnancy to postpartum, stay-at-home mom, career life, and everything in between, and realizing we all are just trying to figure this shit out day by day. I've always loved sharing, and now I cannot wait to share these impromptu and blunt conversations with you. Let's talk all the things together on the Moms Only Podcast. I'm your host, Kayla McCormick, and let's go, y'all! It is so good to talk to you today. Hi, my name is Kayla. I'm the host of the Moms Only podcast, and I'm so happy you're here today. I'm actually so happy to be talking to you as well, because I will say this whole last week and a half, I think it's been at this point, has been absolutely insane. If you're not aware, I live in Nashville, and last Sunday, today is Monday, so not yesterday, but a week yesterday, we had a huge ice and snowstorm. Took out most all in Nashville. There's over 230,000 people without power. We had maybe like a half an inch to an inch of ice on top of snow, on top of ice. So it's been absolutely insane. We personally were out of power for almost 3 days at my house. And it just feels just so displaced. Like this past month has been just a whirlwind, I will say, because we had winter break with school, so the kids are out, and then we come back I think we came back for about a week or two, maybe 2 weeks, and then we got hit with this snow and ice, and then we had to leave our house. This was the first time that we have left our home due to a weather-related natural disaster. And whereas we are lucky in that this is the first time we've ever had to deal with something like that. We actually had to get up and leave our home because it was 45 degrees in our house. But it really puts everything into perspective, how quickly things can go. Because of that, we were just so discombobulated. Our whole family, our whole life, our house, everything in between. It's just been kind of like the Twilight Zone a little bit. We're not out of the woods yet. There are still very many people here in Nashville that are without power. I think it's somewhere around the nature of 100,000. That's just incredibly heartbreaking, honestly. I feel like we kind of have PTSD about it, because last night also we lost power for 15 minutes and we thought, oh no, not again. Luckily it came back on. But it's that sheer moment of panic and the PTSD from it all. So that's why I say we're not out of the woods yet. Our home hopefully is, our area hopefully is, but there are still very many locations here and around Nashville that are without power. And it's just insane, really. It is insane. But so for a while, a couple weeks now, up to a month, I've been trying to share this episode that I did with a dear friend. Her name is Tori, and I am so excited to introduce her to you all, because she is a warrior, and her and her husband have had infertility. And that is such a trigger for very many people. So if you're watching this and you're dealing with infertility, and maybe that's why you got on and decided to watch this episode or listen to this episode, please do, because I feel like it helped me understand a lot of things that were going on in her life and their life, and some of the reasons why. It also has other elements of family dynamics and things of that nature. But if this is something that you're going through and you're still working through it and believe this will be a very hard trigger for you, I recommend watching it at a later time. Or maybe this is something that's going to be on the forefront for you and you want to be a little bit more educated on it. Either way, I felt like this topic, A, is not talked about enough, but B, isn't understood enough, even though people know about it. So the awareness is huge here. But her and her husband went through a grueling couple of years of the infertility process. And I'm happy to share that they do have a baby girl who is 2 now, and they have another on the way. So thankfully and luckily for them, that the process works for them. And I hope it works for you if you are also going through this or will be going through it. But people who maybe not understand it as much, maybe you have a family member that's going through it and it's a touchy subject, this is a really good one for you, because it kind of gives you more into the inner workings of what all it takes to go through this, along with the timing and all of those things. Of course, this is her story. So I know everybody's story is vastly different, but the steps can sometimes be the same. So anyway, welcome and thank you for listening to this next episode with Tori and her IVF journey. I am excited to get to this with you, and let's get started. Hi, and welcome to the Moms Only podcast. I am your host, Kayla McCormick, and today I have somebody special to me and the world. Her name is Tori Montgomery. Say hi, Tori.
Hi, hello. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
of course. I have been looking forward to having this conversation with you, as I know lots of other people will be interested in our conversation, as Tori is going through, has gone through,
Has gone through.
has gone through this type of journey in the past. So I just kind of wanted us to sit down candidly and talk about what that was like for you and your husband and the total outcome of everything. So I'll let you kind of start. You can tell us a little bit about yourself and we can start from there.
Yeah, hi. Like she said, I'm Tori Montgomery. I am married. I live in Louisville, Kentucky, and my husband and I, we've got a almost 2-year-old little girl now, which is
Oh,
kind of crazy.
you're in about a little less than a month
Well, yeah, a
or
little
a
less
little
than a month.
over? Yeah, a little over. No,
No, less
less.
than.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
So
That
I was
big
actually this morning, I
2-year-old.
was working on trying to figure out planning her second birthday party because I'm slacking and
Do
life's
you know what it's
busy
going to
and
be?
I don't know. I don't have a theme yet, but I
Yeah.
do know where we're gonna have it
Okay.
and when. So
Yeah,
I
because you
sent
can't
all
have
of
it at
that
your
in.
house.
No, my house is, it's been under renovation for
Under
like
construction.
5 years now. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Oh
that's
my
actually, if
God.
you hear any, hopefully no banging around or anything like that. I think he's done with all of his cuts now, but my husband's been putting up our kitchen backsplash this weekend. So
Oh gosh. Tori
yeah.
and Cody is his name, bought this beautiful home in Louisville and they have been renovating it from day one. So
Yep.
and it looks completely different. I think
Completely
from
different.
like the first time I ever walked into the last time, most recent time, I didn't even recognize the house. I was like, wait a minute, this is closed
No.
off and this is open and this is happening. So you guys
I
have
mean, it
done
was
like,
literally, it was built in the 70s. We
um,
had to pull out shag carpet. We had a bathroom that had orange and yellow plaid
you
wallpaper
want to keep that? You
for
retro it up? No?
No, we did for a little bit. We were like, okay, well, until we like actually have the time to like get to this project, let's kind of live in it
Yeah.
and feed into it. And so, I mean, we got like the furry like toilet seat cover and
Shut up. No, you don't.
orange, rugs and stuff to go in there. It was
Wait a minute. You bought it to go in there
Oh yeah,
for
Cody
this?
did. Cody thought it was hilarious. I
You're like,
was like,
no, what?
okay.
Quit beat them, join them.
Yeah, so
Oh my
we would only
God.
put the toilet cover on whenever we had company over because he thought it was funny. But
Hilarious. Yeah,
I was like,
that's
that's kind
totally.
of gross to just live with every day.
Oh my
But
God. Yeah, to your point, I've seen houses with like carpet in the bathrooms, and I'm like, that could have like why?
who?
That is never a good idea. Like that is
No, you're
cesspool.
asking for mold.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, yuck. Anyway, what's the long-term goal for your home?
So we want to finish it, which we're hopefully getting close. We've redone the kitchen, we've redone all of the bathrooms. We've got, I think, one more really big project, which is turning a room into a bedroom and then adding a bathroom and a closet onto that. Um, and then we're going to turn around and sell it. So
Sell it.
we want to move back down to Elizabethtown or Hardin County. That's like
Okay.
where we both kind of grew up, and my
Yeah.
family's still down there. And so
Yeah.
it's about 45 minutes away. So it's not crazy, but we just want to be closer to
Yeah.
family.
Closer to
So
family, and I guess you guys like the school districts that are down there, and
yeah, better than where we are here. So
yeah, I feel you. I understand that
yeah,
completely. We're like in that same boat. We're not renovating, but thinking about schools.
thinking about schools, and
hmm
it's
It's tough.
hard.
It's a it's a mental battle, honestly. Think about,
It
like,
is.
the schools. I'm like, gosh, this is not something that, like, obviously, when we thought about having kids and getting pregnant and having the baby, like, we're, you know,
Well,
about,
I
like,
mean,
school districts and
I
stuff.
don't feel yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like that was never really a conversation when I was growing up of like,
Right.
where are we gonna go or what are we gonna do? But
Yeah. So you've lived
it's
there for 5 years,
yeah.
right? When was it that you got pregnant with Bennett?
So we got pregnant with Bennett and she was born in 24, so in 2023.
Okay. So let's kinda backtrack on that. You got
Yeah.
pregnant with her in 2023,
Mhm.
and tell us more about that journey.
Okay. So, um we we'll just start at the beginning. So Cody and I got married in 2019 and we knew that I think we wanted to wait like a year and just have some time, like just he and I,
Mhm.
and go through the whole newlywed thing and kind of
Yeah,
figure out what we wanted to do with our future and all of that. We always knew we wanted kids. Like that was always in the card for us. We both come from a family of like the three. So like I've got two siblings, he's got two siblings. We're both really close with our siblings and we wanted to be able to bring that um, into our family. And so we'd always talked about wanting like three kids because
yeah,
that's just what we came from, what we
yeah.
knew, what we loved.
Mhm.
So, but we wanted to wait. So we waited about a year and then started trying. And about 8 months into trying, we were like, something's going on. Like, this
Yeah.
feels like something is not
Mm.
right.
Did you guys
So
ever were you testing every month or, like, what?
I was tracking my ovulation
Okay.
and doing some of that. We didn't start that like right away. Um, We started probably after 6 months. I was like, "Okay, well, let's just see."
Okay.
Like,
So
my
before
periods
6
were fairly
months
regular.
okay. So before 6 months of the first 6 months of trying, were you just you weren't doing anything? You were just, like, pulled the goalie and just, like, "Let's just."
Yeah. Yeah, which yeah, I had already been off of birth control. Like, I pretty much went off of that. Like, I think even before we got married, I was like, "Well, I mean, we're gonna be together forever. If it happens, then it's meant to be. If not, then whatever." But I was just kind of tired of being on it. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
we still weren't doing anything to prevent it. Um Short of, like, pulling out. We were
Yeah,
that
you
was
did.
that was our
It
birth
was just the
control
whole
method
you guys
for
were
the
just
longest
I mean,
time.
let's just be honest, like, you guys were just doing the pull-out game,
Yeah.
right? For
So,
okay, before trying.
before actually trying, and then we quit doing that, and
Yeah.
so and we tried
And
to
that
get a little
man
bit more
yeah.
regular with, you know,
Uh-huh.
and, more physically active more often and stuff like that. Um, but no, I've always been, like, fairly regular with my periods and stuff, and so
So do you
didn't really feel the need to track at the beginning.
before that, did you feel like you knew when you were ovulating or no? Like, did you have signs that you were like, "Eh,
Nothing
nothing really."
crazy.
Yeah, 'cause I know I
Yeah.
didn't. When before
Yeah.
we had kids, I didn't know when I was ovulating or not. Like, I didn't know
No.
until I started tracking it.
Yeah. Same. Same. I just
Okay.
knew, okay, well, my period comes like around this day of every month, and that's, I mean, kind of what I went with.
Okay. So
But
then after 6 months goes along and you guys have been trying, that's you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna start tracking it now."
yeah, so we got like the pre-mom ovulation test kits, and I started
Yeah.
tracking that way. So I knew like exactly when I was ovulating, and then we did that for a couple of months.
Okay.
Still nothing was happening, and I was like, well, maybe like I had my OB appointment and I talked to my OB about how we were trying, but nothing was really going on. And she was like, well, we usually like you all to try for
A year?
a year.
Really?
Yeah. So you're still, I mean, you're still well within the window. Like,
Also,
you know,
you were, like, you were in your early 30s,
we were
right?
29.
You were 29, okay, yeah.
Yep. Yep. 29.
You
So
were not, like which you're not 40 now, but you're not,
yeah.
like, a
No,
what
I wasn't like, it wasn't geriatric or anything like
yeah,
that. Like,
I hate that term. Oh my
I know
gosh.
I do
I'm
too.
like,
I
"Ugh."
do too. But But no,
Advanced
I mean,
now they
there
call it I
was
think they call it now advanced maternal age, which I'm like, "Okay." But
that sounds better than
still.
geriatric, but
Yeah,
still, I
right.
don't know. But yeah,
Oh,
I don't know.
mhm,
No, so she was like, "Well, I mean, there's really nothing that I see, on your end that's wrong." I say, "Just keep trying and
okay,
whatever." And we were like, "Okay." So we did, but again, it was really like eating at me that like I felt it in my gut that something wasn't right.
mm,
So
mhm,
Cody and I talked and we found out that they sell like sperm tests at Walgreens.
okay.
So it's not,
How was that conversation with you and Cody? Because you had already kinda, like, talked to your OB.
yeah, I was like, well, I know like I just checked on stuff like maybe it's worth it.
Maybe it's your time to check on
Yeah,
it.
maybe we should just to see. I mean, worst comes to worst,
Yeah,
we'll know what's going on or we've got an
yeah.
avenue to go
I
down
feel like
or it'll tell us that everything is fine and we just keep
yeah,
trucking along and you
right.
know,
I feel
they
like
know.
it's very common for, like, women to take that first step and, like, take that initiative, like, "There's something wrong with me. Oh my gosh," like, it's all my not to say it's all my fault, but, like, we're very, like, proactive and active about, like, trying to figure out,
Yeah.
like
Well, and I
that
feel like it when
versus
it just
men,
in
it's, like,
talking
kind of
about
an ego thing, right? Yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
And just in talking about fertility in general anyway, I feel like the majority of like whenever you've got issues like it is most of the time going to be related to the woman.
yeah,
There's so much going on in there,
right,
like,
yeah.
and there's so many different
We are, like, way more advanced than men,
yeah.
so
Exactly, exactly. No, it's just I mean, there's a lot of moving
right.
parts.
There's a
So,
lot of moving parts, more moving parts than men
yeah.
generally have to handle, so,
Yeah. So, like
yeah,
there's millions of reasons that cause infertility and different things, but
right,
it's tough. But so anyway, so we had the conversation and he's been really great like through our entire journey. He has
mm,
been
yeah,
I mean just willing and wanting to do everything. So he was really open to it. He bought the test. Um he came home, we did it. And we were like, we're going to take whatever it is with a grain of salt. I mean, this is like literally a $45 test that we're buying from Walgreens. It's going to
right,
tell us yes or no.
okay.
So basically, it
Now it's
tells you
gonna tell
like
you yes or no yeah,
if I think if your count is above a certain amount, and I can't remember, it's been so many years, I
yeah,
can't remember what that number is,
okay,
but it's whatever like the average or however much you need to like be considered fertile. And it came back pretty quickly that it was no. So we
okay,
were like, okay.
okay,
So at that point, that was a pretty devastating
yeah,
kind of blow. We were like, okay, so we
yeah,
are dealing with infertility because I mean, we weren't totally sure. We just kind of were concerned that
right,
maybe we were going to have to go through
mm,
something.
yeah,
So still didn't know what that was going to be. Um, but we ended up, I called my OB because we really didn't know where to start. So, or no, yeah, I didn't call my OB yet. I was talking to a friend of mine who had some issues and they were, fairly open with us about it. Um, and they had gone and done like some sperm testing and stuff at a place here in Louisville. So we called that clinic, and Cody went in and he did like a real, not just like an over the counter test
mhm,
that you buy. Like he went through like an actual lab and got his counts and everything, and it all came back really low.
mhm,
Low mobility or motility, low count, um, and some of them just didn't look totally normal.
wow,
So at that point, and then we really weren't vibing with that clinic. Like I don't know, the
yeah,
people at the front desk weren't very, I don't really know, I guess considerate,
oh,
or
yeah,
they just kind of seemed like he was annoying. I don't know. And it's a very sensitive like thing to go
yeah,
through.
for sure,
And so you at least want the people that you're dealing with to like be nice or give you the time of day, and they just really didn't. So we were like, okay.
uh,
So at that point I called my OB and I was like, "Hey, this is what we're going through." She asked me to send her, like, what his lab results were, so we did, and I was like, "We went through this clinic, but we really didn't vibe with them."
Right.
And so she gave us there's 2 other clinics here in Louisville, and so we ended up deciding on the one that we went with. She put in a referral because you have to have a referral to be able to go. So we went and we met with them, and they have kind of
Yeah.
a long wait time. I think we waited like 4 months before we could get in to see them,
Is that
and I
the
think that's
rule? That they had to have a
yeah,
referral for, like, most fertility clinics? Yeah?
yeah,
Okay,
yep.
okay.
So, and I think their wait time has gone up since then. So luckily we were established patients and
Yeah.
stuff whenever we had to do it the next time, but, so we went there, we talked to that doctor. She also referred us to a urologist
Mm,
because with it being,
mm,
you know, yeah, male factor and things with Cody sperm and all of that, he had to go see a urologist. And so
mhm.
we've kind of gone down that path. They did at the fertility clinic, they did some more testing on me. They did a couple ultrasounds just to like
Yeah.
see what all I had going on, make sure there weren't any cysts or anything
Mhm,
in my ovaries or uterus or anywhere. Did some blood work and everything came back normal, so that was good.
mhm,
And then at the with the urologist, they did a couple of different sperm tests with Cody,
mm,
looking at different things. They looked for like DNA. They call it DNA fragmentation, and that's just again, I don't fully remember everything. It's been years since we looked into all of it, but just where it's just not right. It's not going to lead to a pregnancy.
oh my gosh.
And so
How was that receiving that news
hard.
for you guys?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard. It's all hard. Um, but it is. I mean, I think Cody still probably took it harder than I did just because I mean
yeah,
it's him at that point and it's which we did I feel like a pretty I tried to make it at least like it's us. This is our problem. It's not your problem.
oh, yeah,
Like we're going to get through this together.
mhm.
But it's still hard. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen.
I'm sure in those heightened emotions too, like, a lot of things could come up to be like, "This is your fault," like,
Yeah.
like, this is not like, I could just imagine and obviously hope and pray that it doesn't happen that way, like, because infertility is very frustrating, I would imagine, and just having to deal with all of the steps.
Yeah.
Think about it every day and think about, like, the reasons why you're going through it.
Mhm. It is. I mean, it's a lot and it does your emotions are at like an all-time high. Like I
Yeah,
don't think there was a week for the entire time we went through it that one of us wasn't crying at
yeah,
least a couple of days or.
mhm,
We were really, really lucky in the fact that we again, we just kind of took it as like we're a team. And so
yeah,
on days that I was feeling more emotional and more upset, he was able to be stronger and hold it together
mhm,
for me. And then on days that he was more upset, like I was able to kind of pull it in and be stronger and we were each other's rock through it all. I
mhm,
mean,
yeah,
we had to be. So
yeah,
it does. It causes you to rethink your entire future that you've already like planned together or
yeah,
like for both of us. Cody's wanted kids since he was 20 years old. So
yeah,
his little brother is 10 years younger than him. So he's always grown up like being around like a
yeah,
baby and a toddler and like
yeah,
watching his brother grow up has like he's always wanted that for himself.
mm,
And so and then same with me. I mean, I've just when you're a little girl, you picture your life and you picture your
yeah,
family and
for sure.
all of these things. So whenever you find out like, hey, that could
Not be
not
possible.
be possible for you. Like
And
you
it's
just
hard, like, obviously, you don't know that before you pick your partner,
you don't.
before you have this wonderful connection and in love with the person that you wanna spend the whole rest of your life with, like, clearly you don't know
Mm-mm.
most of the time. Sometimes
Yeah, I
you
mean,
But most
Yeah,
of the time, you don't know that information beforehand.
no. But I
And
think
not to
that
say that it would deter you, but,
right. I
we're
would
thinking.
still yeah. I mean, I would still pick Cody. I mean, I told him, like, whenever we were going through it, like,
Mhm.
I still pick you, like,
Oh,
regardless of what this means for us in the future or like, we're gonna have our family one way or another, whether
yeah,
that is through us being able to have our own, like, DNA babies or if we adopt, like, we're
yeah.
gonna get there, but you're the partner that I've chosen.
Mhm. I
You're
feel like
who I
that's
wanna be
so
with.
important to convey to that person too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whoever it is that is going through I mean, both of you. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, I can
whoever
feel there'd be so many people who would need counseling through this,
yeah, yeah.
like IVF counselors.
I I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
Yeah, I'm
So,
if it's not, it should be. So,
it should be. We didn't go that route, but I promise you there were definitely times that it would have come in handy. So,
mhm. So you guys are at the clinic
yes,
and
okay, so we get the news that it's not and we have to have the conversation of, okay, well, like, what happens next? Like, we're I don't know,
I'm
again,
okay.
like,
I'm
picturing all of the
okay
things, like, is there gonna be enough to even be able to make an embryo or what's going on? And so,
because like you said, he had low sperm count.
low sperm count, low motility,
And what's that? Motility, like how fast they
how
move.
fast they move.
Okay.
Yeah. So it wouldn't have been able to, like, swim up
Mhm.
to get into the egg, and
Okay.
even once it gets there, like, they're just kind of lazy.
Yeah.
So those were the 2 biggest things.
And do is there any sort of reason that he would find out?
Yeah, 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 that's a good thing we need to come back to. So we ended up doing some different blood work tests, and what they came up with was, and a lot of times this goes unexplained. Like, there's so many people
Yeah.
with unexplained infertility. We were lucky in that we got a diagnosis, except for parts of what the diagnosis is. So he has what's called Y chromosome infertility,
Okay.
and what it is it's genetic, it's in his DNA. Something has broken
Mhm.
in there. Um, like, clearly his dad didn't have the issue because
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
here, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but something along the way, it has broken between his dad and him, and so now, um, there's no way to
So
fix it.
it's only obviously through the
Yeah, it because women can't transfer the Y chromosome, so it comes down the male
it's
line.
from the dad.
Yep.
And so does is his because he has all half siblings now, or
Yeah, he
he had
does.
all half siblings.
All have
Did
siblings.
so he has, other siblings from his father's side, or
No, not like not from his dad.
not from his dad? His dad only has Cody.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just gonna ask the question if he had other siblings on his dad's side that, if he had more siblings on his dad's side,
Yeah,
then
no,
they
he
might have
doesn't.
an
It's only Cody. His dad has, like, 3 other kids, but they're adopted. It's not
okay.
so and
Yeah. So all of his
it
other
came about
half
later in life.
siblings all of his other half siblings are on his mom's side.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
um,
Which, I mean, maybe his dad does have it and Cody just made it.
yeah,
I
could
don't
have.
who knows?
No, I
But
mean, that's very true too.
yeah.
Could very well be.
Anyway.
But I know, yeah, his dad, it was him and his brother, and they were both able to have kids is great. So, I mean, it's
Okay. It's just some fluke,
yeah, some fluke.
really. But
Yep.
it was a fluke for Cody, but there is a name for it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's Y chromosome infertility. And so now that it has happened, whatever it is has broken, now that will be carried down. So, like, any boys that we have will have issues
Okay.
being able to conceive.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and they'll have Y chromosome infertility as well.
Okay.
So, daughters
So
won't
Cody
shouldn't
is
have any issue because they don't
patient
get
0
yeah.
of the Montgomerys.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
thing.
But I mean, on the bright side, so it's very like it sucks for if we have boys down the line, but it's at least we know
Yeah.
now.
Mhm. Yeah, and
And
there's
so hopefully we can help like plan and prepare them
yeah,
for what that's going to look like in the future.
right.
But
So, after you figured out what that was, and I can't
mhm,
remember where we were before
yeah.
that, but
So back at the clinic, we're trying to figure out our next course of action, like what we're going to do next. And so they've decided that with this and the fact that we do have low count and low motility, that there's e- IUI is not going to be an option, which is
and
where
okay,
they would take it's basically
turkey
like a turkey
baster?
baster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or there's nothing, that they
In
could
what
do like
cases I guess it's like if you just had low sperm count, but the sperm was quick, you could
yeah.
do that or something?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
So they just get it in there
Yeah.
closer to where it
Okay.
needs to be and stuff. So,
Right. Okay, so based on that
yeah.
and did you also say that the sperm that he did have that was, like, gonna be okay? Like, as far as the speed and the count, it also might have had some chromosomal issues or no?
I mean, other than the Y chromosome,
Okay.
fertility,
Okay.
whatever that breakage, yeah, no, they the ones that are moving and that are good are good. So
Okay.
it's just a matter of being able to find them.
So with Cody,
So,
it's quality over quantity.
yes. 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 So so we were banking on that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so they
IUI is
decided
not
that
an option.
IUI is not an option. IVF is going to be our best course of action.
Mhm.
So, of course, insurance doesn't cover it. So it's
That's so
a
wild because that is
yeah.
clearly a medical condition.
Yeah, most insurance, like health insurance coverages don't include any fertility. So, there's a few like big companies that have it. Like I know Amazon is one, Starbucks offers it for their employees,
Uh,
Tractor Supply, and a
wow.
few others like that. But yeah, mine didn't. And then at the time, Cody had I don't remember if he had just started working for himself or if this was right before
Yeah.
he left the company he was at to work for himself. But either way, neither had it. So,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
um so yeah, so it's kind of a lot to like figure out and to process because it's going to be a very like physically demanding journey, financially demanding,
Mhm.
still emotionally
So when was
kind of
it in the year
crazy.
that you guys found like started this and then found that out?
So we met with our fertilitist for the first time in June or July of 2021.
Okay.
So June or July of 21.
Wow. Okay.
And then we no, it was 22.
22. Okay.
2022. Yeah,
Okay.
2022. So June or July of 2022 and that
Because
summer.
you guys got married, you waited a year,
Yeah.
2020, it was COVID,
Yeah.
and and then I guess because you got married in October,
Yeah, we
right?
got married in October.
So you waited, like, a year, then that would have been
Waited a year and then actually started trying.
and then started
Waited
right, so then that would have
like
pushed you into
8-ish months. Yeah,
yeah,
8 to 10 months, something like that. And then that was by the time we talked to like our OB, and then there was a waiting period to like get into the doctor.
right.
Um so yeah, so it was 2022, um
And it was when
s-
what month was it again?
June or July,
Oh, okay.
and then it was October was when we decided, or we got the go ahead, like, okay, IVF is how you're
Okay,
going to have to go about it.
okay.
And we
That was about
decided
3 months from when you first figured, like, something was wrong, and then, like talking to the fertility people and being like, "Okay, this is what's wrong."
Yeah,
Okay.
like getting an answer.
Yeah.
And so we decided that we were gonna wait to try to start like the IVF process until January
Okay.
because of like just the holidays and different things, and we needed to figure out how we were gonna be able to pay for it
Right.
and all of,
That's not cheap.
no, not cheap. Not at all.
You guys decided you found out in October, but because of the holidays and everything's coming up and figuring out how the heck are we gonna pay for this, you guys waited until, like, January of '23 to start it
Mhm.
all.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and then again, I mean, well, and I'll get into this too. So, like, breaking from the IVF and everything, like, it was a hard year. It was a
Mhm,
very hard year for us. Going
mhm,
through all of that, like, just emotionally drains you.
mhm.
Um, in that time, his grandparents passed away, so that was, like, in the middle of the holidays, so that was really kind of crazy. Um,
Yeah.
my sister had announced that she was pregnant to, like, all of our family, which was wonderful, and, like,
Oh,
I was so excited for her, but it's hard, you know? And so the holidays just felt sorry.
yeah.
I still get emotional. Um,
Yeah, I
the
mean,
holidays are just
you guys
really,
have been
really
yearning
hard.
and wanting this for, as much as you
Yeah,
have known each other, and now you're married, and, like, that's the thing that you want, and then, your family
yeah.
comes in
So,
and says, "We have what you guys are wanting."
yeah.
And that's hard, and it's not that she wanted,
No, 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 no,
obviously,
no.
but it's still hard,
Yeah,
like,
and she was wonderful throughout it all too, because she
oh, I'm
knew.
sure she was a little
Yeah,
a little bit, like, heartbroken for you all too.
yeah,
I'm sure when she
absolutely.
found out she was pregnant, she was probably like, "How the hell am I gonna tell Tori?"
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
and so she was really, really wonderful about it all, and
Yeah.
but it's still hard, and so and we had been at this point, we had been really open with everybody, like, all of our family knew, and then so all of that, and then with Cody's grandparents, like, it was just gonna be really different anyway.
Yeah.
We were we had a path forward that was great, but we were both just struggling emotionally. Like, it had been such a draining year, and so
Mhm.
for Christmas, we decided we love our families, but we're gonna skip it.
Yeah.
And so
Oh my gosh,
we,
it's, like, so brave of you guys and noble for you all to recognize what was gonna keep you guys
yeah.
safe. Not safe, but, like, keep you
No,
guys
just
in a good,
yeah.
like, yeah. Oh, wow. Wow, that's
So
really
we
strong.
didn't wanna have to answer questions about anything. We didn't want
Yeah.
to just be sad. So we decided we were like, "Okay, well, screw it." We've always wanted to see New York at Christmas time, and so we took a trip and we went and we spent Christmas in New York City, and it was
Oh my gosh.
amazing. It was hands down, I think, the best trip, like,
That's
we have ever been
so
on together.
smart. That's so smart of you all. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, just take that time for yourself and love on each other
Yeah.
in a place that you've always wanted to go, but you haven't been yet, and it's, I hate
Yeah.
to say it, but it's almost like the perfect opportunity to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were like, hopefully this time next year we'll have a baby. Like, this is like gonna be our one last like hoorah, like let's just do it. Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's
yeah.
and we did. We got to see all the Christmas lights. We went and saw the Nutcracker at the New York City Ballet. We did it all. We went ice skating. We saw the Rockefeller tree. We,
You guys will
just
remember that trip forever. And this
forever.
was, like, right before it's just, like, right before our baby.
Yeah.
This was, like, our baby moon-ish, not
Yeah.
really, but before you
Yeah, but
knew, you know?
but before, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So hopefully, but so it was really, really great. It was awesome.
yeah,
So highly recommend to anybody that's going through it, like,
yeah. Take a
take
trip.
care of yourself.
Yeah.
And if you need to use that time and be selfish, like, Be
Mhm.
selfish.
I'll try to get this
You
I'll try to get this out before Christmas so that
Yeah.
anybody who's going through this can take your advice, you know?
Yeah. But do it. I mean, yeah, if you feel like you can't do it for the
Don't.
holidays, then
Yeah,
don't. I
right.
mean,
You have permission from us.
you have permission. You have permission. Be selfish. It's
Yes.
okay. Take time
Mhm,
for yourself. Don't worry about upsetting your family.
mhm. They
They'll be
get over it.
fine.
Yeah.
So
Trust
and ours were
people.
great. They were all really understanding too. Like they were like, "No, we get it. Go
Yeah.
have fun." We FaceTimed them on Christmas morning, so
How did your sister tell you? If you don't mind me asking.
she took me so we went it was me, her I don't remember if Cody got to go or not, but I know for sure it was me and my brother and her husband, and we went and got ice cream
Okay.
one day, and she told us while we were sitting there, and then
Were you
she texted me afterwards and was like, "Hey, I know, you're going through all of this, yada yada, like,
Mhm.
no, it's okay to be sad and
Okay.
whatever." But
That's amazing. She, like, also gave you, like, this seal of approval to be like, "I know you're happy for
yeah,
me, but, like, I also know this is really
yeah,
hard for you, and I'm"
yeah.
you know?
And
So,
she's like,
did
"And we're
you
still praying for you, and I know this is coming." And so it was good. So she
did
told
did you
us
have an idea? Did you know or no?
I knew they were trying. So I
Okay.
mean, I hoped it would happen before.
Right,
Like I hoped that they didn't have to go through what we were going through. I like I wanted I wanted that for them too. So,
right. Oh, goodness.
but okay,
Yeah,
so come
January.
January, we
Mhm.
started treatment.
Okay.
Um, and so the first phase is the egg retrieval. And so this is where you always see like you ever see influencers that are going through it, like them posting doing shots in their belly and all of
Right.
that. And so I had to do 2 shots. It started off, it's like 10 days of shots.
What are the shots doing? Pumping
So
hormones?
they're pumping you with hormones. They're trying to grow as many eggs
Okay.
as possible because usually they grow over like the course of a month or however long, or you'll have several. And once they hit a certain point, then that's when you ovulate. Once the egg gets to like 20 millimeters or something, and then it'll drop.
Oh,
Um, and so this is trying to have you grow multiple eggs at once. So instead of your body focusing on one,
yeah.
you're growing a
Because
lot.
typically, in a normal cycle, you just drop 1 egg, normally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes two.
They're trying to retrieve these at a certain day. On a certain day, they're trying to do the egg retrieval. So they wanna get
Yep.
as many eggs as they can during
Yep.
this egg retrieval. Okay. And
So
you're not, like, growing new eggs, you're just I mean, because 'cause you're born with a certain amount of eggs.
you're born with a certain amount of eggs. So it's just basically taking them and growing
Extracting
them.
what you
Yeah.
have. Yeah, okay.
Yep. So you're growing them, you're going in for appointments like every other day. They're doing like the transvaginal ultrasound and monitoring how large they're getting, and they
Mhm.
can count how many, give you an estimate of how many they think they'll be able to retrieve. Um so you do this for 10 days. I had to do it was 2 shots a day up until towards the end, and then I had to start doing another one and taking like an oral medicine to keep me from ovulating. Because they don't want
Oh,
you to
they want
ovulate
you to drop
before the retrieval day, yeah,
yeah.
and then you lose everything.
Oh my gosh.
So, because
Ah, that's
that can
stressful.
happen.
It's
Yeah,
like your body's just gonna do what it wants to do. It's not
I know. So you're like you're forcing it to, like, do all of these things, and then you're also forcing it to not.
Yeah,
So,
right. Oh
it's
my
kinda
gosh.
crazy.
So that's why it's like, women, when they're going through all these hormone treatments, it's like, yeah, I do feel up and down because
Mhm.
I am up and down in 10 days where I normally get at least 30 or so.
Yeah, yeah. You're, like, literally going through just a mega cycle,
Yeah.
just a huge mega cycle, and
Oh
it's
my god.
crazy. So I was like, if I'm crazy during this time, like my boss knew I was going through it and
Yeah.
everything. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to be. And I work in like, I'm an accountant, and so
Yeah.
we have, like, our year-end close right around then,
Oh,
and so we're trying to close out the entire year all in January, so I'm going through this in my busiest time of year at work.
yeah.
So I was talking to my boss, I was like, "If I'm acting crazy, please don't judge me too hard.
Uh-huh.
We're going through it here." And she was really great too. She was like, "No, no, no, you're good."
And at
So
least it was a
luckily I
woman, so,
yeah,
yeah. Not to
yeah,
say you can't have male bosses that understand, but I just feel like it's different when you have a woman
it
on your
is.
side, so
It is. And she's a mom too. So
and
her kids are older and out of the house and everything, but she
yeah,
knows.
oh
So
gosh.
um
Did that in January.
so we did that in January. So we had our egg retrieval. And so with that process, you go in and you have to be put under anesthesia.
Okay.
And so, and then they put a catheter up there and just basically suck them all out. So
Oh my gosh.
all the ones that are big enough.
Wow.
And you grow more than just the ones they take. She was like, "We're gonna take as many as we can, but at a
Mhm.
certain size, they're not gonna do anything, so we'll leave those." So,
This is just wild. This science
yeah.
that they have learned how to do. Wow.
Oh, it's crazy. So, also, early, early that morning, because we have the male factor infertility, um, Cody had to bring in a fresh sample
Mm,
of sperm, so he had to
exciting.
yeah. So, at, like, 5 in the morning,
Oh,
go to the
man.
bathroom, take care of business in a cup,
Yeah.
and bring that
Mhm.
in.
It's not like he can even do it the fun way. He has to do it that way, like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
No, I mean, it's actually
It's
really,
work.
like, not fun at all. You can't
Yeah.
use any, like, lube, spit, like, he couldn't use me, like, none
Yeah.
of it. So,
Tori.
yeah, I mean, it's true. Um,
Yeah, well, we're
so
all dogging it.
he, so he had to bring that in. He also our urologist met us there early in the morning, and they had to do what's called, like a TESE, so testicular extraction something something, and basically what they do is they numb his balls down
Um,
there,
okay,
and then they insert a needle and they just suck out whatever they can get.
okay.
So, they did that, and it's pretty painful, like, he was
So
out of commission for a few days.
why do they do both?
Because just to give us the best odds.
Okay,
So
okay,
they had, like they also thawed out, like, a frozen sample that he had taken in before.
okay.
So they were hopeful and optimistic that our fresh sample was gonna have enough sperm. But
Yeah,
in case we had more eggs than sperm they were able to get, they had backup options too.
okay.
So, the fresh sperm is typically always gonna be, like, your best quality, um,
Yeah,
that you could get. But again,
you
if
never know.
there's not anything in there,
Right,
it's better to have
more,
plan B, plan C,
right,
yeah. So,
to look through. Yeah,
yeah, to look through. So he did all that, and then he had to be on Valium, so he didn't actually get to come with me to the egg retrieval. So his mom drove me to that and took me home. Um,
wow.
maybe my mom did. His mom might have driven him in the morning,
Yeah.
and then my mom came and picked us up. I can't remember. It
'Cause
was
you were on it
one
because
of
you
them.
had to get an anesthesia.
Yeah, yeah. So I couldn't drive.
Yeah,
So we go, and then whenever I'm coming out of my anesthesia, they knew how many eggs, like, right then and there, like, that they were able to get, or not eggs, but follicles. So follicles have the eggs inside them. That's what they're monitoring and measuring
follicles
throughout.
have follicles wait, what? Say again?
Follicles, they call them follicles,
Okay.
and they have the eggs inside them.
They have eggs inside them. Okay.
So that's my understanding anyway.
Okay.
I hope that's right. So pretty sure. But
Somebody tell us if we're wrong.
yeah. Um so during, like, the time in between, so from earlier that morning whenever he had brought in his sample and then done the testing and everything, they had the embryologist go ahead and look at the sperm that was provided
Okay.
and figure out which ones we were going to use. And so when I was coming out of my anesthesia, they came in there and they were like, "So,
Yeah.
actually the fresh sample was pretty good,
Oh,
and it looked better than anything that we got
oh,
in the testicular extraction.
okay.
So, if you want to call Cody and see if it's okay." Like, I feel bad that we had to put him through that because it's
Oh,
pretty painful. Yeah,
oh,
to stab his balls and then
yeah.
not use anything that we got.
I mean,
Uh, but
you
I
got
was like,
no.
he's not gonna care.
You're
He's
fine.
gonna want whatever is gonna give us a baby. So
Right, right.
whatever the best option is. So we did call him and he said that. He was like, "No, use the best stuff. Don't just use the stuff that I've,
Yeah.
had to go through. I want a
I
baby.
can't
That's
believe
what I
that they
want."
would even care to say any of that,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But they just wanted to give us our options.
Yeah.
So we did that. So, and actually I was gonna say I can tell you all my notes. I'll do that after. Um, so they decided to do that, and then I got to go home and there's a waiting period. So
Mm.
they go ahead and that day they inseminate the eggs.
Oh,
Um,
you have feeling at this point, like that morning and then the afternoon or whatever. Like,
yeah,
how are y'all feeling?
excited.
Yeah, you're excited.
Yeah, excited.
Yeah.
So kind of out of it
Yeah.
because we both been through different procedures that day.
Mhm.
Um, but really just I mean just excited. So
Okay.
anxious,
Anxious. Okay.
nervous, but more excited than anything. I think at that point it had been such a roller coaster
Mhm.
of ups and downs, and so we knew already, like, whenever we got home that I had hold on, sorry, this is where my notes come in handy
You're
because I,
you're probably like just, looking forward to some movement happening, maybe. Like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. We just wanna be pregnant is what
Mhm.
it is. Okay, so for our first round, we did our egg retrieval in January 2023. They retrieved 17 eggs that morning.
I feel like that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Oh my god.
So, of those, they determined that 11 of them were mature enough to be inseminated.
Okay.
So 6 of them just weren't really usable at all.
Okay.
Um, so 11 of them were mature enough to be inseminated.
Wow.
The next day, they called us and told us that of the 11, 7 of them actually fertilized.
Okay.
So then we have to wait 5 days to see how many we have. So then the embryo starts kind of growing. They call it a blastocyst. So once it makes it to day 5, it's considered a
So
blastocyst.
they took your eggs, they took the sperm, and they took the good sperm and your good eggs, and they
Mhm.
they swam them all into each of the eggs.
Yeah. So they do it's a procedure called ICSI, and they literally take a needle and they inject
Mhm.
the sperm into the egg.
Okay.
So there's no swimming. The sperm literally doesn't have to do anything but just be
Just like
there
they injected it egg,
into the egg,
into
and
the
then we
egg,
see if it
multiple into all the 7, 11.
yeah,
How
the
many eggs?
11.
The 11, and then out of the 11 of those from the sperm, 7 of them fertilized.
Yep.
And I don't know really what that means, but
So that just means that they actually took. So that the
okay.
sperm did what it was supposed to do, and it
And now you're
yeah,
waiting for the fertilized eggs to become black.
blastocysts.
And what does that do?
So that means that it is the cells in there are multiplying the way that they're supposed to, and it's got a shot, like, it will actually once it makes it to that stage, like, it should hopefully implant.
Okay. So
So
7 of them made it to blastocyst to no, 7 of them fertilized and we're waiting 5 days.
7 of them fertilized, we're waiting 5 days, so we get a call on that 5th day and found out that 3 of them made it to blastocysts.
Okay.
So which is kind of scary. Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
how
I
do you
mean,
feel at
think
that
about it, we started
point?
at 17 and we're down to 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we, at that point, we had decided to do it's called PGTA testing, and that's where they go in and they test um, like all of the chromosomes, anything genetic,
Mhm.
like that could happen that would cause the egg not to stick,
Mm.
anything like that.
Where is it
But
now? Like, where are they? They're in
they're
a
at the fertility clinic. So the
okay,
way that
like,
they
on ice or something.
yeah, yeah. So they're not on ice. They're literally like
In an incubator type?
yeah, in an incubator to
Okay.
keep them warm until they get to day 5. And
Mhm.
then at day 5 or once they become blastocysts, if you do opt to do the testing like we did, they will scrape a couple of cells off of them and send that off to a lab, and then they'll put those in like the cryo freezer. So then they'll freeze the blastocysts so they stay
Mhm.
where they are. They don't keep growing because you don't want that. At this point, they need to be transferred into
Yeah.
like your uterus
In
and
uterus.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or en
So,
uterus if you are going through. So this
yeah.
is the same process that you would kinda go through if you were having a surrogate,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. So you would go through all of this if you were, I mean, I assume, I don't know that for sure.
Right. It sounds like it would be.
Yeah, yeah, but if it's
If
your
you're
egg that
using their
they're putting, yeah, if it's your and your husband's
Mhm.
embryo that they're putting into somebody else, this is what you would go through. Um,
Wow.
so so they freeze them, they send them off for testing. A lot of times, like the reasons that miscarriages happen are because there's genetic issues with the embryo, and so it's not going to lead to a
And
viable pregnancy.
is embryo and blastocyst the same thing, or is the blastocyst turn into an embryo when you put it in the uterus, or what?
I don't know that for sure.
Okay, we can look it up
Yeah, it's a good question.
later.
I didn't ask that.
That's okay.
I think at that point it's like an embryo. I feel like they're like interchangeable, but I don't know
Okay.
that for sure.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, so they put those in the freezer. So then we have to wait like I think it's like 2 weeks to get the testing results back. Yeah.
So what is this?
So
This is we're in March. We're in February.
we're like towards the end of January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're towards the end of January. Um, we get the results back and we have one that made it through the testing.
Wow.
So the other two were not like going to lead to a viable pregnancy, which is why we opted to do it because I was like, we've already been at this for like several years, I feel
Yeah.
like at this point, and we're getting older. Like, I mean, we're 29. If we do it, we're going to be 30. Or are we 30? Maybe we're 30 now.
You probably are.
Yeah, we're 30 now. So I was like, I don't, because we want multiple kids.
Right.
So was kind of the thing. So I was like, no, like, I don't want to
Got to the
spend time. Yeah. And I was like, we've already been like, so just up and down emotionally. Like, I don't want to set myself up for more heartache. Like, let's just,
cool. Yeah.
yeah, knock it out. Um, so we end up with one embryo. So because of that, we decided to do what's called a mock cycle transfer. Because
Yeah.
the next step would be to transfer the embryo into my uterus.
Okay.
So with the mock cycle, what they want to do is test to make sure that like I don't have any hidden endometriosis, or they
Golly.
want to make sure that the meds are going to actually like do what they want them to do,
Mhm.
because we really don't have any like room for error. If it doesn't work, if the embryo doesn't implant, we have to go through the entire process all over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, so we do that, and the way that works is I have to start taking progesterone and estrogen, just like I'd have to do that if we were going to transfer the egg anyway.
Mhm.
I think we did all of this in March because I had to wait for my body to get to a certain point in the cycle
Mm-mm. That
to
makes
start
sense.
that process. So, and I think we went on like a ski trip or something in January or in February, maybe.
I do remember you guys like really living it up
Yeah,
before the
we were.
transfer because you're like, I mean, we're
We were
not gonna,
banking on getting pregnant, and then
yeah.
So we were like, we're gonna try to do all of these experiences before.
Right.
Um,
I thought that was so
s-
funny.
yeah. So we did the mock cycle, and you start again, like, so for 2 weeks before you take an estrogen pill, um, and then we've got to take baby aspirin, and then you do a progesterone shot and a progesterone suppository.
Oh,
So you do the shot in your bottom, and these are the ones that like really get you. Like I
mhm.
hate progesterone shots more than anything. It's the worst part for me, at least with IVF.
Why? Are they big needles or are they
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
okay,
No, they're big needles. Oh, I should have gotten one because I still have some.
okay.
No, they're like, yeah, like this big. They go in your butt because it's intramuscular, so it's got to go in the muscle.
You did this at Katie's bachelorette, right?
I did. Yeah, this is what I
Okay.
did at Katie's bachelor
Oh
party.
my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I remember.
Um, so and it's thick. So it's progesterone and oil. So it's the hormone like in an oil that you've got to inject. And then it's if you don't like massage it out, it
Oh,
can build up and it causes knots and it just hurts. Like it's
yeah.
not fun. So we did that for the 2 weeks leading up to the mock cycle. And then instead of like whenever you go in, you sit in the stirrups, and instead of them actually implanting the embryo, what they do is they go in and they scrape some of your uterus, like your uterine lining.
Okay.
And then they send that off for testing to make sure that
Mm,
there's nothing wrong there, and that they test your blood. Like we had to do some blood work to make sure that all my levels were like exactly where they wanted them to be. And then this would give them the opportunity to, if things weren't quite right, they could adjust like the meds
okay.
that they were giving or the dosage or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so luckily that came back all clear.
Okay.
My levels were like perfectly in line with where they wanted them to be.
Okay.
So I had to give like a month to kind of reset my body. Um, so that would have been April.
Mhm.
Or no. Maybe we did do it in February. We did the mock cycle in February. I had to wait a month to let everything kind of reset. And so then we were set and we did the actual transfer in April.
Okay.
So same thing. Um, you do the shots, you take the oral meds,
Mhm.
you do all of that. Um, and then we went in, and the transfer's really easy. Like Cody and I both got to go back there. They don't put you under.
Oh,
You can take a Valium if you need it, but I didn't do that. He takes some ibuprofen. Um, and then they go in with a catheter and they drop off the embryo, like in exactly where they want it to be. They
what?
can like see everything, and so then it's there, and then you have to wait 9 days. And you still gotta keep doing all of your shots and your meds and everything. We did it until we were 10 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
So we go back 9 days later and do a pregnancy test, and we were really good. They told us not to like test beforehand
Mhm. I'm
because
sure that's very hard.
oh yeah, and
Yeah.
lots of people do it anyway.
Yeah.
But
Right.
with all the meds and everything that you're on, it's easy like to get like false readings.
Yeah.
You get
That's
false
what I've heard.
positives or false negatives, like.
Mhm.
And so I was like, I don't wanna we're gonna listen to them. We're
Yeah. Good for you.
not gonna do anything.
Tori's a rule
So,
follower.
yeah, I know. But I was like, I don't wanna upset myself for no reason. It was kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
my thing.
So
So, because again, we
you guys, decided I'm gonna recap. You guys did, you got your 1 embryo from the
yep.
3 blastocysts, and instead of going ahead and implanting, you did a mock implant,
Mhm.
kind of, and it's, like, kinda
Mock
just make
transfer.
mock transfer,
Yeah.
trying to make sure, like, the uterus is in an ideal environment
Yes, exactly.
for the actual transfer.
Yep.
Um, and so you did that, and that took how long did that take again? That took how long? Like, a
Well, you do the shots and stuff for like 2
yeah,
weeks leading up to it.
yeah, and then you had to they did the thing, and then they tested it, and then you let
Yeah.
your body
Yeah, basically
waited out a
reset
month, reset for a month.
and wait until I'm, like, back in you've gotta be, like, in a specific place in your cycle. So,
Yes.
actually, it's kind of ironic. It's like, they put me on birth control because they wanted to control, like, where I was
Oh,
in my cycle
okay.
and different things. So, it
Yeah,
feels kind of counterintuitive, but,
yeah.
like, you take you're on birth control before you leading up to the egg retrieval too,
I
and
guess
then
so
you
they
get
can
off it.
control the
Yep,
environment, though. That's wild.
yep.
So,
So,
then you did that, and that was in April that you did the real
the
trip
real yep,
for okay. And then you had to wait
April
9
17th.
days. April 17th was the transfer date. I do remember because we were doing Cal's birthday,
Yeah,
and you had just done that, and you were like, "I don't think we can go just because like, we're not
yeah.
sure what's gonna happen."
Yeah,
And
we were
so
waiting for our
yeah,
pregnancy, like, test results, and I was
right.
like,
And
"If
his
I don't know
birthday
what's."
is at the end of April, so that, like, totally lines up. So and then you had to wait 9 days
Yep,
before taking going back into the clinic, and they test you there for the pregnant
yeah, yeah, so they did a blood test.
did a blood
So
test.
then you go and you've gotta wait, like, a day or, until, like, later that afternoon to get those results back and see, like, what your HCG is
You're
gonna
just
be,
so
and
anxious, I'm sure, and, like, throwing up,
oh, yeah,
like,
and we were
crying,
terrified. Like, I
diarrhea,
mean, we
like,
were
just
yeah, all of it,
yeah,
like, just not yeah,
screaming, crying, throwing up. Okay,
yeah,
so then you took the pregnancy test. They contacted you that later that day, next day?
yep, yeah, later that day, confirmed we were pregnant.
Yay!
Yeah, so and then we went back a few days
Oh my
later,
gosh.
I think it was, like, 3 days later, and they did
Again.
more blood work, tested our HCG again to make sure everything was rising, and it
Mhm.
was. So then they scheduled an appointment. So at that point, we were, whenever she called us to tell us, like, we were officially pregnant, we were, like, 2 weeks and 5 days pregnant is what she
Yeah,
told us.
yeah.
So,
I bet, like,
because
that's the best part of that person's job,
yeah,
calling people and telling them that they're pregnant
yeah,
through
yeah,
IVF, you
yeah.
know?
No,
Um,
literally. Or no, no,
well,
it wasn't at our pregnancy test. It was the day that she transferred. She was like, "Now, if this works, you're officially 2 weeks and 5 days pregnant, but we'll see, like, for sure
yeah.
here in 9 days." So then we were a little over 3 weeks, and then,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so then we went back in, um, for, like, 2 weeks later after that, whenever we would hit, I guess it's 6 weeks, 5 or
Uh-huh.
6 weeks, and we did, like, a transvaginal ultrasound to, like,
Mhm.
check to see if we had a fetal pole and all
Okay.
of that, and then, um, yeah, so it was really exciting, and then
My math is mathing, this is Bennett.
this
So
is Bennett. Yep, this is little Bennett girl,
you know,
so,
aw,
yeah,
you guys didn't know what you were having.
we
So,
didn't, no, so we did all the, like, genetic testing and everything, so they could have told us what we were having before
yeah.
we even implanted the embryo, but we chose
They asked
not
you that
to.
question, "Do you want to know?"
Yeah, they asked us,
Okay.
yeah, they knew. They
Yeah.
asked us if we wanted to know, we were like, "No, do not tell us."
Yeah.
So,
You're like, "I'm just happy to
yeah,
have a baby." Like,
yes.
does not
Well,
matter.
we were like, we've lost the element of surprise because of this
Most
entire process, and I
yeah.
was like, "I want, like, something to be surprised by."
Yeah.
So,
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, "We're gonna be happy either way it goes.
Yeah.
I just
So,
want
your
a healthy
appointment
baby."
your appointments after that, after you found out that you were officially pregnant, tears, crying joy, and you go back at 6 weeks,
Mhm.
and so do you go you're going to the fertility clinic for this?
Yes, still
Okay.
the fertility clinic. So we go at 6 weeks, and then we go back again at 8 weeks.
Mhm.
Um, and it yeah, it's 6 weeks. So once she confirms and, like, we do the ultrasound there, she was like, "Go ahead and call your OB and set up an appointment." They usually like you to come in between, like, 10 and 11 weeks.
Yeah.
Um,
Then your OB
so we
knew
did
you guys were going through this or no?
yeah, yeah, we had talked with her
Okay.
about it before she had to refer us to the clinic anyway.
Right. Oh, right, right, right. Okay.
So, so she knew. And then, yeah, and then we went back to the fertility doctor one more time at 8 weeks and did another ultrasound just to make sure everything was still progressing the way that they wanted it to.
Mhm.
Um, and then they graduated us, so then that was our last appointment with them.
Wow.
They gave us a cute little onesie. I was gonna see. I'm in my daughter's room, so I was like, I
I'm in
might
my
have her.
daughter's room too. We're in our
Oh,
daughter's.
hey. um, gave us a cute little onesie that, like our first like
What
gift
does
or
it
whatever.
say? Does it say
And our
anything?
doctor was so sweet. She literally cried with us, like
Yeah.
whenever we were graduating, just happy tears. And
Oh my
so
god.
it was a
So you
very sweet
graduated from
moment.
the fertility clinic when you were 8 weeks? 10 weeks?
Hmm.
What did you say, 8
Eight
weeks?
8 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay. Um, so
Yep.
after that, it's just is it just kinda like a
So then it
vanilla
just,
pregnancy? Like, you don't have
yeah,
okay.
fairly standard. Other than they
High
do
risk.
consider you
Mhm.
high risk.
Okay.
So I didn't really have to do anything high risk other than our anatomy scan. I had to go see the high risk doctor for that.
Okay.
And then
How many ultrasounds did you have?
a lot,
You had a
a
lot, yeah, because
lot.
I feel like with
Yeah.
typically with high risk, you just have a lot of ultrasounds and it
Yeah.
from there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but not until after the anatomy scan.
Mm,
Like it was
yeah.
fairly normal up until then. And then I had to go, I want to say it was like, it started off like once a month. I would go and have an ultrasound once a month. And then once
Mhm.
I hit like 28 weeks,
Okay.
it was like every other week.
Okay.
And then once I hit a certain point, it was like every week.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
For anybody listening, that's not normal. Obviously, you with a normal pregnancy, you have your one ultrasound to confirm you're pregnant, kind of ish, and then you have your anatomy scan, and that's it. And that's all the ultrasounds you get. And
yeah.
you just have to, unless you like go to somewhere standalone that does those, or your OB or sonographer is like feels like they need more for some reason. That's you get the two, and that's it. So,
Yep.
but I
Yeah.
had more than
So,
that with Addie, but with Cal, that was it. So,
yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of crazy. No, I've literally got like a whole book of like ultrasound pictures of Bennett.
You're like,
So,
"I know what this bitch looks like now, so
yeah.
I don't need" but
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, I get it. It's the same. But you get real comfortable with
Yeah.
with whoever's doing your ultrasounds too.
And
But
when you have did you have just, like, ultrasound appointments where you didn't see the doctor,
yeah.
or did you always see the doctor?
No, no, we would have them where we didn't see the doctor too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We didn't see her every time.
Yeah.
So,
Unless you needed to. So you did
yeah.
that, and everything was
Yeah, everything was fairly
great?
normal. So, they did on our anatomy scan, um, there was something with her heart where it looked like she had like a hole, like, or where her ventricles weren't
Mm,
separated the way that they were supposed to. I
okay.
think they called it like VIF or something like that. I don't remember.
Okay.
Um, but they wanted us, we had to come back a separate time and do like meet with like a cardiologist, and he did like an echo
Oh,
on
wow.
her,
Mhm.
and but that all ended up coming back normal.
Okay.
So it
That's
was just, she's just so tiny at 20 weeks. They don't, which I feel like that's fairly normal or fairly common.
for what?
People like just not being able to see everything
Not
in
being
at the
oh,
anatomy
okay.
scan, or things pop up that you need
Right.
to double check it later on or whatever.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
what it wasn't completely closed or it was not is that what it was?
Yeah, it was just really thin, so it looked like it was open or
Yeah.
whatever. But whenever we went back a couple weeks later and did the echo, it was all
It was all good.
everything was closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So then
So,
you had Bennett in January.
yep. So, and the rest of my pregnancy, everything went really pretty smooth. We had a really pretty smooth birth. They wanted to induce me at 39 weeks,
Mhm.
and I
Why?
was just, because I don't know. Um,
What?
Again, I think just with it being considered high risk, they wanted to, but I was like, there's literally been no
No.
issues at all. So I
Right.
want to just see what happens, let my body go naturally. I don't want to be induced. And so we ended up going in on my due date and found that like my fluid levels were low,
Okay.
like
Mm.
in the sac. And so they decided then that they wanted me to go ahead and go in and be induced. And so at that point I was okay with it because I was like, I don't want to do anything to hurt the baby, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be induced just to be induced
Right. Ugh,
if
I
there's no real
totally get
reason. Yeah. So um and then so then we did the induction. They started with it's called Cervidil. It's
that.
like a
Mhm.
little pill. The way they described it is like they put it in like a shoestring kind of a thing and they stick it up your cervix and it's
Mhm.
supposed to like soften everything.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
they leave it up there for 12 hours and it did not work for
Oh.
me. So we took a break after that, but then I was so raw up
Mm.
there after
Mhm.
that. And anytime they would come and check me, it hurt so bad.
Oh,
So I was like, I'm never doing that again. So
right.
then they did the Foley balloons
Okay.
or
Yeah.
whatever to
Yeah.
and started me on Pitocin,
Uh-huh.
and then that got everything kind of started. And then I did my epidural after that, and then
Yeah, you
kind of
know.
hung out. But
Yeah.
from the time they did the Cervidil until I gave birth was like 34 hours,
Oh, goodness.
which feels like a lot, but I mean,
Right.
when 12 of it
Were you
didn't
at
really
home
do
for 12
anything.
for the Cervidil? You were at the
No.
hospital?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I mean, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, because they want to monitor everything.
Right.
But
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, but I
Yeah.
only pushed for like 30 minutes or less, which
Nice.
was good. So,
That
I mean,
sounds
everything.
great. That sounds
I know you're
wonderful.
you're 4 hours with Cal
Oh
and
my
the
god,
all
I
of
never
yeah.
never again, never again. No, it was
Yeah.
the total nurse's fault. I 100,000% believe that.
Yeah.
But so amazing, a long journey,
Very long
really
journey.
tough, heart-wrenching, lots of emotions, high emotions, low emotions, along with some other family stuff in between doesn't necessarily help, but, these are the types of things that it's reality
Mhm.
for some people, and, it's just now that you know, for you guys in this situation, I would hope that maybe it would make it a little bit more, um, less less difficult mentally, maybe not mentally, but, like, emotionally kind of for
Yeah.
another go around because you guys are doing it again.
Yeah.
Right?
We've done it
You've
again.
done it again,
So,
and if you don't mind me asking, how did it differ this time around than it did the first time, other than, like, obviously the lead up of
yeah.
doing all of that,
Yeah.
'cause you
Yeah.
got to
No.
knock out all of that. You didn't have that whole 3 months of
Right.
figuring all of that out. Mhm.
Right. So we actually so my daughter turns 2 in January and we decided like I mean we want to have multiple babies so we wanted to have them close together. So we right before her first birthday, so like this time last year,
Yeah.
December, we went and we started meeting with our fertility doctor again.
Mhm, and this time Tori
And
didn't tell anybody that
we
she
didn't tell
was pregnant.
anybody. Like my parents didn't know, my siblings didn't know, Cody's parents didn't know.
Uh-huh.
We wanted it to be like us. We were like, okay, well, we want to keep it a secret this time. And you know, so we want to just surprise
Well,
everybody.
also
We didn't get to
requires,
do that
like,
before.
updating everybody all the time of what's
Yeah.
going on, and you might not wanna do that. You may just wanna
Yeah.
keep it kinda like with you all. Again, the
Yeah.
element of surprise is very much taken away when you have IVF.
It is. It
So
is. But and we did. I mean, it's a very personal journey. And then again, whenever everybody knows everything, like you have to answer a million different questions. And
right,
while like we are very much like an open book, we just wanted it for ourselves this time.
right, right.
So so we
So right
started seeing
after
our
Bennett's first birthday.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So we met with our doctor. We called in November. We weren't sure how long it was gonna take because again, it took us like 4 months to get in.
Yeah.
I had heard from somebody else who was trying to get with them for the first time that it took 7 it was like their wait list was like 7 months, and I was like, "I don't
Oh my
know
gosh.
how that's gonna go." So I was like, we're just gonna call and see. But since we were already existing patients of theirs, like they were
Yeah.
like, "We can get you in December." So we were like, "Okay,
Oh.
great." So
Oh,
just a
wow.
couple
Was
weeks.
that,
Yeah.
like, what you wanted? Like, you were like, "Oh," or
I
was it
was
like, "Oh, that's a little bit sooner than we"
No, I know. I mean, we
Okay.
were good. Well, we were hoping I wanted to get in early anyway, just to start the process, and we didn't actually want to get pregnant again until like later in the summer, early fall.
'Kay.
So that was kind of our timeline.
Mhm.
But again, because with Bennett, we only ended up with the one embryo, my biggest fear was that we would end up with none.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to get in and go ahead and get the process started. And that way, if something happened, we would have time to do
Do
it
it.
again or, do it again or just figure out what our plans were going to be.
Mhm.
So we meet with our doctor in December and do all of the things. She's got a test to make sure, like, she wants to get in and look at, like, my body, do an ultrasound again.
Yeah.
They do what's called, like, a saline sonogram, which
Mhm.
they did that the first time too.
'Cause it's been almost
It's just part of it.
2 years, 3 years at
Well,
this
at this
point? Yeah.
yeah, 2 years since since they had done anything with me,
Yeah.
like a year and a half, I
Mhm.
guess. So, a little over a year and a half. So just to make sure that, like, even after pregnancy and everything, that nothing has
Yeah.
changed, everything looks good. Cody goes and he starts doing some sperm samples again to make sure that he's like right where he needs to be. And then turns out his first one that he gave in January came back like as 0.
Oh.
Um,
Of
so that was
January of this
terrifying
past year or this time?
this time.
Oh, this time. Okay.
This was like
They
no,
didn't keep any
like
of the old stuff.
January last year. Yeah, like or earlier this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it came back as like as 0.
Oh,
Um, so like there were no
God.
sperm, none moving, none alive, like, and we were like, "What the heck?" So it turns out he had been sick
Oh.
in December, like a couple weeks before he did it, and depending on like what he was sick with, it could like totally like COVID, if he had COVID, it totally wiped it out.
Oh my
And
god.
then it takes like 3 weeks to a month for it to like rebuild it all. So they were like, let's just not panic or anything
Yeah.
yet. We're gonna retest and we'll see what it comes back with. And so it did. It came back up.
Oh
Still
god.
not great. Like, I mean, he has I don't think I got into that. Like his numbers, it's like 1% of like what the average person is.
Okay.
That's how low everything is. So it was not good. Like I think his numbers and whatever it is that they test, like his came back as like 150,000 and like the average is like up in the millions.
Wow. That's
So or
insane.
it's like less than 10% or whatever, I don't know, but
Right.
it's
Right. Low.
significantly
Very,
less.
very low.
Yeah, very, very low. So we waited again, we had another ski trip planned in March.
Mm.
So because we had started early, I wanted to be able to do that. I didn't want to be on
Mhm.
treatment and stuff while we were there. We weren't telling anybody and we were going with my mom and her husband. Um like staying in the same cabin and it was going to be hard to try to go do shots because you've got to do them at a specific time and
Yeah.
all of this and that. So so we waited until April to do our first egg retrieval. Um so we go through all of the shots and everything. And then hold on, I'm gonna go back to my notes because I've got all that lined out. Um so with the second egg retrieval, we did that on April 15th, so
Mm. Mm.
almost exactly
Yeah.
2 years after we did Bennett's transfer.
Mhm.
So they retrieved 15 eggs this time,
Mm.
so 2 less than the last time.
Yeah.
Of those, 10 matured, or 10 were mature enough to be able to be inseminated. So if you remember with Bennett, we had 11.
Yeah. So
Of the 10,
your numbers are pretty similar.
yeah, yeah, at least up until now. So 10 of them were mature. Of those, 7 fertilized. That was exactly how many we had with Bennett that
Mhm.
fertilized. And then of those that fertilized, 1 made it to blastocyst.
1.
1. And so at that point, I was pretty devastated because we were still going to send it off for the PGTA testing.
Yeah.
And the last time we sent 3, we got 1 back. It's like our odds aren't very good if we send 1,
Mhm.
thinking like a 30%, 33%
Mhm.
pass rate there. So, um, that was we found that out like right after Easter, I
Mm.
think.
Mhm.
So that was pretty devastating. Like I literally cried for like 2 days after that. And then we still sent it off for testing and then it came back like right before Mother's Day
Boy,
and it was 0. So, I was like that was my biggest fear going into it all because
it wasn't viable.
it wasn't yeah, it didn't lead to anything. And it was I mean, again, then you go through all of the things like, okay, well, this was our option. This is what we had to do to be able to get pregnant and to make it to this point, like, and it didn't work. So,
Yeah, and I feel like almost in reality, not to be a downer, but I feel like that situation is probably flip-flop for a lot of people where, like, you got whereas, you had big numbers in the beginning and then it diminished. It co
it
you know,
it does for everybody.
it diminished
It's
so much, but, like, you did end up having one and it went through and it was great and it was like you were on this high because, like, "Oh my gosh, like, this actually worked," versus, like, the second time trying this out,
yeah,
it didn't. It didn't, and I feel like for most people, that's probably their result the first time they do this
yeah,
versus the first time for you guys doing this, you guys were successful. Even though the numbers were very low, it was successful.
yeah.
So, I could
Well, and it was a gut
understand
punch.
where do what? It was a gut punch, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I mean, like it, again, I said it was my biggest fear, but I don't think I 100% like fully actually ever thought that that was gonna be, like, a reality.
Yeah.
Like, it was something I was afraid of, but, like, I had never, like, thought it through all the way, like, "What if this really doesn't work?" And
Mhm.
so, when it
Right.
didn't, it was
Wow, this is really not right.
like and so we, at
Mm.
that point, we had a conversation with our doctor, and we had to I mean, we had to discuss, like, everything, like, "Okay, well, this didn't work." Oh, and then the other thing is this time because Cody's sperm count was pretty much where it was when we did Bennett and we didn't use like the Tessie, we decided not to do that this time. They didn't think there was any room, the testicular extraction,
Oh, oh,
because
okay.
he didn't do
The
it the
crunch?
last time. Yeah, or we
Yeah,
didn't use anything from it. And
yeah,
we're like, well, there's really no point. The doctors were kind of on board. Like, they didn't really see any need for it either.
right,
Um, so we had to have the conversation with our doctor of, okay, well, do we want to try this again? Do we need to start looking at like donor embryos or donor sperm or any of that? Do we need to just reroute completely and think about adopting or
oh my gosh, yeah,
like
that's
where do we go from here?
yeah.
Um because at this point like
I mean, a lot is on the line when you're doing this, like,
yeah,
as far also just, like, dollar bills, like, I mean,
yeah.
not to
Well,
say
again, I mean,
then there's money tied to how much you want
yes.
children, but, like, there
No,
is
but there is. I
in the
mean,
world, there is, I mean, they put a price on it,
it is
so
a significant
yeah,
investment to
right.
go through this. Um
It's not like, "Oh, you didn't get it, so we're not gonna charge you,"
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Ugh,
So and they've gotta make their money too. I mean, it's not cheap to do all of the things and but
right,
yeah, so we had to go through all of that, and then again, back just emotionally, like, we had decided like, I mean, we've already been through all of this where we've had to, rethink what our future is gonna look like and stuff whenever we weren't sure if we were gonna be able to have Bennett.
right.
And, like, is it just gonna be us? And we had always said we wanted at least more than one just because we
Yeah,
come from
okay.
families with siblings, like, we want her to have siblings.
Yeah.
If anything ever happens to us, like, I just don't want her to be
Alone.
alone, like,
Yeah.
so we, we kinda had to go back to that place of, like, revisiting what we think, like, what our family could look like, and
Yeah.
it's not the way we had it planned, and, like, that was really, really hard. Um, but ultimately, we ended up deciding that we were gonna try it again. We
Where you're like, "Well, let's try one more time." And then
Yeah, we were like, "Let's try one more time, and then we'll go from there."
yeah.
So, we changed up my medicine routine again a little bit. And meanwhile, I don't think I got into this whenever I was talking about going through it with Bennett, but because it's like a genetic thing with us, like it has to do with like the number, like the Y chromosome infertility. There's nothing like no medicine, no nothing that Cody can take to
No.
boost anything. Like
Mhm. It is what it is. It's
it
just
is what it is. So
that's
all
crazy.
of the meds and everything are like on me and just trying to
And it's
increase.
not even, like, something you can it's
Yeah.
just like getting more eggs, more opportunities.
Yes, exactly. So the higher number of eggs we have, the higher chance. So we did. So we revamped, we like went back in and kind of adjusted like the amount of meds that I was taking and how we were doing that. And so instead of doing for the egg retrieval, instead of doing just the 2 shots, I did 3 and they adjusted like the amount. So it's the shots that you take, one's called Follistim and one is called Minipure. Um, and so, and again, I don't know which one does what or what, but
Yeah.
they're both hormones to grow your eggs. So on the Follistim, we upped my dosage to where I would do a shot and do like half in the morning and then half at night. And then I would just do the Minipure at night. Um,
Mm.
and I don't think we adjusted my dosage with Minipure. I think I was already like at the max of what
Mhm.
they said my body could really absorb and use anyway. Um, so we did all of this in June. We decided to go back through it all again, give myself a month to kind of reset
Yeah.
from all the hormones that we just been on, and then started up again in June. And we ended up this time with 19 eggs were retrieved. Of those, 16 were mature and like could be fertilized or could be inseminated.
Uh-huh.
Of those, 10 were fertilized,
Okay.
which was good because
3 more
before
than
we
yeah.
3 more than before. Um, of the 10, 5 of them made it to blastocysts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we sent 5 off for testing and I was like, this is great.
More than the 1.
Again, if we're looking at like a third
Understood.
that are gonna make it through, we're
Yeah,
looking
2 or 3.
at least 1, like we're
Yeah.
gonna get our 1 hopefully,
Mhm.
maybe 2.
Yeah.
Um, came back and we got 4 back. So,
You got
4
4
of
back
them
from the testing.
4 back from the testing. So,
Amazing.
yeah. So of
Um,
those, 3 of them were 100% like totally normal.
mhm.
And then the 4th one was what they call like a segmental euploid embryo. And so it's missing part of a chromosome.
Okay.
So not a full chromosome, but just part of one.
Yeah.
They lead to pregnancies and babies all the time.
Yeah.
It the baby could have like some genetic
Mhm.
issues if we ever opted to use it.
Yeah.
Um, so we would have to go through like genetic testing or not testing, counseling to just see like what all that could mean
Yeah.
for this baby. And
Yeah.
sometimes they'll put them in there and it'll grow that chromosome
That
fully.
right.
Like yeah,
Oh,
and it'll
wow.
be totally normal.
Okay.
Like it just you don't know, you never
Okay.
know.
Okay.
So, but it wasn't just totally like this isn't going to do anything. So,
Wow.
so
So of
So,
those,
yeah,
do you know what gender you have of all of them?
we do.
You do. Okay.
So, yeah. So, of those, 3, including the segmental,
Mhm.
are boys,
Okay.
and we have 1 girl.
And one girl.
Yep. So,
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's so wild.
yeah.
Oh
So
my
wild. So, and we were the whole time, like, I mean, literally for years, like, with all of this and the fact that Cody has the Y chromosome, he's
three
like,
boys.
I don't think I'll be able to make boys. Like, he was
Yeah.
like so sure that we were not going to be able to have a boy at all. And I was like, nope, psych.
Like, so
So,
you obviously put one
yeah,
in. Yeah. And it's doing well.
doing well. So we are, yeah. So
How
we
far
did
along are
that in
you?
August, and I think we had that appointment actually like August 17th was when we had our transfer,
Okay.
and we transferred one of the boys. So
Mhm.
we'll have Bennett, who's a little girl, and then a little boy.
Mhm.
Um, we're 19 weeks
Do you? Oh my
yesterday. Yeah,
gosh. So
so
wait, have you had your anatomy scan yet?
Friday. We'll have it this Friday.
Friday. Oh,
So
it's
yeah.
Friday.
Yes.
So
So
what are you
be
doing with the
saying
other
some
one?
prayers for me.
Of
So
course.
they're on ice right now.
Okay.
And
So
I
I feel
am
like
not
your next
sure yet.
IVF, you're not sure, yeah. Your
Yeah,
next IVF after that, if you decide that y'all decide you wanted to do it again, like that'll probably look different too because
it will. We don't
you
have to
won't
do the egg retrieval.
you won't have to. You already have what you need almost. So
Yeah.
you
So
could
it's
have
just
three
literally the
more kids.
transfer.
You
Yeah.
could have
I don't think we are going to do that. That would be wild. But we'll see. I don't know.
That's
We're
amazing that you have the option.
yeah, it is. I was like, why couldn't this have happened
The first
the
time.
first time?
Right.
But
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, such a blessing that
yeah,
way anyway. So
it is.
you're at 19 weeks with baby number 2
Baby number
during
2,
your IVF journey.
yes. His we already have our name picked out, and we're naming him after Cody's grandpa, the one that passed away last November right before we got pregnant with Bennett.
Mhm.
So, we
Does
thought
Bennett
that
have a
was
family name?
a nice tribute. So her name so Bennett comes from it was actually my grandma on my mom's side, it was
Okay.
her surname, her last name.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
So,
Okay, so there's
we
a
just thought it was kind of cool.
yeah,
We
they
like
just
the
go to
idea of
that.
passing down family names, and
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love that.
it's just yeah, we wanted something a little different, and
Oh
I
my
liked it.
gosh. Well, I'm glad that this has turned out to be a happy I don't wanna say ending because it's not an ending, but a
Yeah.
happy story that
Yeah, yeah.
but it just goes to show, like, sometimes it does take all of that
It does. Takes a lot of
perseverance
faith too.
and
There were a lot of prayers that went
faith.
into all of this too.
Yes, a good
So,
support
this
system, I feel like, is also key,
mhm,
and, let me know how it goes with the 2,
I will. I will.
having the 2 toddlers or that won't be a toddler, but, no, I remember what it was like having the baby and having a toddler at the
I
same
was gonna
time,
say
so
we'll be right there where you were. I think mine are gonna be spaced out a little bit further than year 2, but we'll be
it'll
right
be
there in the
it'll
thick of
go
it.
it'll go so much more so much smoother for you
I hope so. I
than
don't
it
know.
did with me because I
Yeah.
feel like because Bennett will be 2.5, right?
Yeah,
Just
like
about
2 and 4 months when the baby
yeah,
comes.
right,
So,
and Addie at this age, and even I think of Cal being that age, like, he obviously was so much more helpful than he was when he was 17, 18 months.
yeah.
And also, like, I just think girls in general, like, they're way more interested in babies and way more, like, nurturing,
Yeah.
at that age still, like, Addie will grab her baby doll and, like, hold it and, like, you know, wanna, like, push it in her little baby stroller, and Cal just didn't want anything
Yeah.
to do with that, so I have very much big faith in y'all and y'all's dynamic,
Thanks.
than I had in my own at this stage. So, but
Yeah.
we're making it through. We're
Yeah.
we're trying. And it's
Surviving.
yeah, I don't know about that, but we're
Maybe
surviving
not
most
always
days.
thriving, but you
Yeah.
are surviving,
Yes,
so
yes. Most
it's
days it's
fine.
surviving and it gets better. It gets better and easier as the days go, as the kids
Yeah.
get older want to do more things together. But I always
That's
say,
pretty
like,
good.
it's hard to, like, not believe that, like, we wouldn't have Deb and I are high energy people, so, like,
Yeah.
obviously, why would we not have high energy children that we cannot contain?
Yeah. See, and
So
Cody and I are both pretty chill. So Bennett's
right,
pretty chill for the most part, but
right.
she is also, again, she's turning 2 and she's like the tantrums, girl, they have started and
Yeah. I feel
she
so
has a
bad for
lot of
them.
sass, a lot
I
of
honestly do.
personality.
I feel bad for them because it's like they're just trying to they have all these emotions, they don't know what to do with
They
them, so they just
do.
explode, you know? So,
Yeah,
I try to
they
feel
do.
for them until I can't. So
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
but I always think about that. So if you're in that same boat where you're like, we're really outgoing and we really are, high energy people, like clearly your children are gonna be that way too. So
Yeah.
you gotta dish out what you can take. So,
Yep.
and like you guys said, you're pretty chill people, like, probably gonna have a chill baby. So,
I hope so. I'm
yeah.
also like, I always hear people say, no, they're completely different. And Bennett, she was a great sleeper. She
Yeah.
was a good eater. Like, she's
Yeah.
always been pretty chill for the most part. Just a really happy baby. And I'm like, I feel like
I hope
our
you get
worlds are
that.
going to be turned over with
I
like
Yeah.
this little boy.
I hope
But
you get the same. Ours were opposite in that too. So,
yeah,
who knows? But
who knows?
yeah, I know that he's gonna he's gonna sleep through the night for you guys. He's gonna eat all the food that you prepare for him. He's going to meet all of his milestones on time. You're not gonna have
Mhm.
to worry about a thing. I'm manifesting it for you.
Manifesting. Okay, I was gonna say I'm not gonna look back at this in, 6 months
You're
and be
gonna
like, I
throw
was
it in my face
jinxed.
like, Taylor, you are a liar. No.
Caleb, what are you talking about? Yeah, no.
Oh my gosh, no, but Tori, it has been so wonderful to talk to you about this. I know we've been
Yeah,
trying to plan this for a while, and I was looking for the right opportunity, the right time, because I know some of this stuff can still open up some wounds.
yeah,
And it does. I mean, for anybody who's gone through this, but I also feel like it helps to talk about not only just for you, but for anybody else who's
yeah,
also either going
absolutely.
through this or about to go through this. And if you
No,
haven't
it
learned,
is
yeah,
it is actual hell to go through. Like just
yeah,
it is. And so if I can help other people in any way like that are also going through it by just talking about it,
mhm,
because it's not talked about enough. I mean, I feel like
yeah,
people are starting to talk about it more,
yeah.
which is great, but it's still kind of one of those like taboo, like
Mhm.
you just
Right.
don't. And
Nobody wants to admit that they're having issues
no, no, no,
or,
no. And I mean,
but
and especially like with it being like male factor, again, a lot of
yeah.
women have like it affects their ego and
Mhm.
different things, but we've
Right.
we're open books over here, so
I feel like a lot of people can learn a thing or two from Cody's, what do you call it? Like his just honorable, like taking, I don't want to say accountability because it's not that, but just like being honest about it and being like, look, this is what it is, like, and we just need to work through it together and just taking that as a model for being like, look, I know this is something that we're going through and it's something that's happening within my body, but we're going to work through it. So Tori's phone died when she was videoing on her phone, but I do just want to thank Tori for hopping on here and talking us through her IVF journey for the first go round and even the second go around. Congratulate Tori and Cody on their pregnancy, their second pregnancy, and wish Bennett a happy second birthday here coming up soon. But if there's anybody out there who is going through this process and needed a helping hand or needed somebody to talk to or listen to or just feel like you have somebody on your side, somebody going through this too. Tori, I hope this has been very helpful for you to listen to, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for being here. I can't wait to chat again. Bye.
Hey, thanks for sticking around for the whole show. I truly hope you enjoyed the conversation. Come back to see what other weird but honest and relatable mom things I have in store. See you next time on the Moms Only podcast.